of trucks that go through New Bedford, that if they wanted to go out of New Bedford, they could.
Well, it's one thing to say you agree, but if it's 80, if actually, in fact, 80%, we will keep saying that, and I think that'll get people's attention.
Okay.
The problem with Bedford is you have limited capacity. If you have, you're talking about a 6-hour turnaround for a boat.
You mentioned this earlier, you know,
Right.
Don't, just for the boat.
Yeah, he's not talking service hours, he's talking.
Just talking for the boat.
It's
over
long
a
trip.
2-hour ride, yeah.
Well, you're gonna have some fuel economies if the boat, if it's things that, if it's not a rush to get that garbage there, I would think, there's some advantages
What we're
as well.
saying, it's not from a lack of potential customers who would take the trip. It's, problems maybe from the service itself, the economies of the economics of the service.
You know, I've looked at,
But I don't know.
I hope with someone, either on the task force or this group, can look at the economics of it, because as Alex Elvin pointed out, and he was referencing some other study that had been done, we think that, I mean, stereotype is this is gonna be twice as much as what goods are gonna double in cost in the vineyard. Allison, you're nodding your head, you've heard that too. When you look at the numbers, the extra $500 to $1,000, which it might cost to send a truck through New Bedford rather than coming around
Right.
here, if that truck's carrying, what's the value of a truck?
Yeah.
Cargo could be $100,000, I would think easily. That's a 1% increase in goods. I mean, I think there are a lot of
The cost of
misperceptions.
transportation is only a very small percentage of the cost of the goods. It's maybe
Yeah,
1%.
but Allison, a lot of people still think,
I know.
when we get to the public hearings, you're killing us with, things are already expensive on the vineyard. But in fact, it's a small percentage, and there are a lot of boats out there that are idle.
Right, depending upon the commodities. For alcohol beverages, it's very small. For cinder blocks, it's very high. I mean, if you have a truck of cinder blocks or something, that,
Well, there's no rush for those center blocks.
I mean, just things like that.
Those
But
should be on a barge with park.
But for
packers.
us, I personally agree that there are enough trucks that go through New Bedford, that if you could make a sellable service from New Bedford,
And
that's
Honestly-
How's our RFP doing?
We talked about the last meeting, if we issue an RFP, we wanted to have the support of the vineyard people. So that's something that I want to bring up at the task force and discuss that, and to ask for their approval, for their agreement that we should put out an RFP. I think you have a.
So we're gonna have to wait till all
Well,
this works itself out?
hopefully that's not too long.
Okay.
But if we were just to go out and put out an RFP ourselves, we would be crucified
By whom?
by the vineyard at this point. You have all the people who don't understand all the process. All they would say that we're coming to get them. We have to have the discussion with the vineyard first and make certain that they understand why we're doing it. Because all the safeguards that I talked about the last time, I would still want to include in the RFP. There's no financial commitment from the authority. They get to do it themselves. They're responsible for their mainland port themselves. That's what we talked about. That they can use our facilities so long as it doesn't interfere with their operations. They can use our reservation system as well.
They don't want to, but they may not want to.
No, but we would offer that to try to
Uh-huh.
make it successful. It would be similar to what we put out in 2016.
Again, my view, that was not put out. That was a study that never became an actual RFP. I mean, the word is not out there that you are off, that you would,
Correct.
the doors are open.
Okay.
Well, we talked
We
about,
already talked about it. Okay.
When are we gonna meet again?
I don't know.
so it looked like from the Tisbury meeting, they're gonna put it out in the paper, and they may or may
Yeah,
not
we
get
can meet
anyone.
before they do theirs.
You should have done West Tisbury, that way we'd get at least one guaranteed.
So,
I got a house in New Haven.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
and actually, the way this isn't like our enablement act where they have to be a resident of the town that appoints them.
so it could be anybody.
Could be anybody.
So,
So we appoint Steve and we have a forum?
Yes, that's a problem here.
yeah, we're gonna, otherwise we'll be
Because
without a
we
forum
could
for the rest of
accomplish
our
more
lives.
this way than the other way.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
that's true.
For us to look
So
into
the answer is about in a month, is that what we're thinking? or-
Well, for us to look into the stuff and
Yeah.
come back with some progress, do you think 3 weeks?
Yeah, probably, I could see 3 weeks.
The 22nd?
Um,
it's not my one vacation. Never mind.
Yeah,
It's
sure.
fine with me.
The 22nd, yeah, that works.
Is that all right?
I guess I anticipated there being more work up front with this task force because there's a lot that needs to be done, and then we make course corrections.
Okay.
I mean, there's a lot to be,
All right.
things we haven't even talked about.
2/22, 2/22?
Yep, that works.
Okay.
And I think one of the things that you and I can do is gather together as many suggestions of, even if they're just Band-Aids, if we can get 100 Band-Aids on,
It's better
that's
than
getting,
nothing.
getting there. I mean, I think,
And if you
and I
can,
think push as hard as we can as to what they could be.
And,
right, and if you can revise the letter as you want, then we'll look at that.
and then Monday, I will talk with the computer department right away, straightforward, on getting an email set up. And then I will get you the email address when they get it set up for people to air their grievances, issues, thoughts, suggestions. just
That would
so
go
we
so
have-
far on the website, if Sean can help. There
Right.
would be a location where you can air your grievance. I mean,
But I mean,
it's
let's-
kind of crazy that
let's
this hasn't
get
been done
the-
yet.
Let's get the email up, and then from there, we
Okay.
can get it set up. That way, you can
Mhm.
at least get it out.
And specific travel grievances, I mean, I think you probably have another one that's
I
general
mean, we do
complaints,
have
but-
a complaint
Right.
site.
Yeah,
but
and-
very general, yeah.
Yeah.
And I
This is like
do
another-
get those complaints, but it's not,
And
it wouldn't be
we
the
have a
best
program-
situation for this.
Right.
Where they're looked at, they're triaged, and then they're assigned to various
Right.
people.
This would go directly to me.
Right.
And you wouldn't have to worry about that delay of, oh, who should we give this to? So,
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
A pleasure.
Thanks, Doug.
And
Steve?
if we get new members, we can't talk to them about what we talked about, though.
Until, in
we're
the
still
meeting.
together to talk
Although
about.
although I did feel like I was given permission by the ethics office to, I can put this online for the public.
I guess
without
so, that's
targeting.
between you and the ethics
Yeah,
commission.
This isn't a meeting.
No, it's not.
This is
So-
a gathering of
But
Oh,
the
minds.
this is-
AG
this is-
recommends that if we don't meet without a quorum, because then you run the
Right.
risk of
Yep.
having a serial meeting, serial committee.
Yeah, I understand.
All right, all right, thanks.
Steve, I'm really impressed you took the initiative. How did you even hear? Oh, Allison.
Well, I figured we needed someone, you
How
needed
did you
someone.
threaten it?
13:50.
Well,
I have
I
to
mean-
go.
Okay, all right.
But I mean, we had talked